Hello and welcome back to another exciting session. I'm your host Mahesh Karya. You're watching me on YouTube now, and today I'm gonna take you through the minimal API CRUD operation using Entity Framework Core, and we are gonna use MSSQL for the backend, and I'm using this Mac OS. So if you are guys using Mac OS, so you should know that we always face issues while installing MSSQL on this system. So I'll also let you know how to deal with that, how to use Docker thing and get rid of this MSSQL installation with the M1 chip as well if you are using MacBook. So that's the thing, and apart from that we are gonna use the minimal API. So if you haven't heard about the minimal API, this is something that allows you to write the minimal code in order to create the microservices in order to communicate with the multiple things. It's a more fast API or Flask. If you guys are familiar with Python, or if you are from Node family, you can compare it with Express. So where you can write the minimal code, no return types and all the minimal code, and kind of little bit dynamic things that you can play around with, that you will get here in .NET 6. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's deep dive into it. So I'm gonna use VS Code. So you can choose any editor, by the way, it's all your choice though. And here VS Code is open, and let me open this thing. Let me open the folder. Actually, inside code I have .NET. I'm going to open this thing, and let me create a new, open my terminal. So you can use command plus J, and from here you can create your new project. So let me increase the font size so it will be visible to you guys. And here we go. So the command is very easy. .NET new, and for a web API we are going to use minimal. This is the thing, minimal. That's all you need to do in order to create minimal API. And in output directory you can choose any, by the way, like let's say pro2. So yeah, this is it. So yeah, it's got created already. And if I go here and uh, in here pro 2, let me switch to pro 2, and we are going to open VS Code in there. So we can close this thing now. We don't need this anymore. And yes, we can start. So notification, sure, allow. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay, so we got this very first file, and this is the minimal API code. You won't get the startup.cs file over here. You will get just a program.cs. That's it, and all you're going to play around with this single file only. And the coding architecture is very minimal over here. And let me like hide this unwanted code, or let me remove this all unwanted APIs that I don't wanna like, I don't need it anymore. And yeah, this is it. This is a few lines of code that you need to know in order to get started with minimal API. That's it. So now what I'm going to create is I'm gonna use entity framework code. For that I'm going to need one MSSQL thing, that for that I'm going to use this Docker file. So let me remove this thing. It's already running. So if you have a M1 chip, then what you can do, you can simply go here and you can search for Microsoft SQLH, and here you can search for Docker. Hit enter. Me click here in order to connect with my internet. I forgot, sorry. And yeah, we are connected. I guess there is a power issue that I'm facing here, so I'm not going to pause this video. and we are going to continue with this video. Okay, so yeah, so this will help us to get the MSSQL inside a Docker, which is also known by SQL which is similar. Okay, so same SQL server we are going to use in Entity Framework core. So I'm gonna grab this thing and I'm gonna paste this over here in my terminal. So which is Control Shift V and sorry, Command V. If you are from Linux family, then we use Control Shift. So here I'm gonna name it something else like one, and here you can choose your password as well. So let me go to the password here, and I'm gonna choose a simple password which is going to be pass at 123. This is it, I guess. No extra changes are needed. Hit enter, and after that, if you don't have this Docker extension, you can grab it from here. Simply search for Docker, and you will get this Docker extension over here, which is very awesome extension through which you can directly monitor your all running containers over here. And if something is wrong, definitely we can check the logs. So let me go there quickly. Let me see. Yeah, this is running already. Okay, and I'm using this SQL server extension in order to connect with this that database. Okay, so here I like you can create your new connection where you can define the localhost. Default username is SA and password is password. So then you can see all the databases over here. So this is just a thing that you can follow if you want in order to play around with the SQL server. And till then, let's go back to the code. Okay, so here now I need to use that .NET Core entity. So I'm gonna create a new entity over here, which is user.cs. Okay, where I'm gonna use namespace of, let's say, pro 2. Okay, and here I'm gonna create a class which is going to be user, and this is my public class. Okay, and here I'm gonna use prop tab, and here int id, and then I'm gonna use prop again, which is going to be uh, string name. Okay, and we are going to use the rest of the things as usual, like I need to enable this in order to speed up with the coding things. Okay, so I don't need to. Yeah, one more thing, like here I can use string dot empty, and here we go. And let me see if we can get suggestion now. No worries, I'm going to write this email. Same goes with string dot empty, and then we'll be having prop again for string uh, password. So here as well we'll be having a string dot empty. So yeah, this is it. This is nice looking code, I guess. And after that we can directly create a db context, but before that we need to install few packages that is required. So .NET package, .NET add package. Okay, then Microsoft dot entity entity dot framework core dot design. First we'll install tools. Okay, so this package is required. Then we are going to use design, and the last one is SQL server. Okay, so the .NET add package Microsoft dot entity dot framework core.tools, then we need design. I hope this is done already or what, I'm not sure though. There is no variables package which is framework. Okay, okay, this is because of we don't need to use uh, dot here. So let me remove this and this will work. Okay, so after that we need to install design, then SQL server. So design, and the last one is the SQL server. Then only we can go ahead with the DB context or data context where we are going to assign a user. Okay, so here we can proceed with creating file which is data context or user context, whatever you prefer to use. Okay, and here the namespace will remain the same of pro2, and where we are going to create a class of course which is going to be a data context. Okay, and here it's going to be extended by DB context. Okay, like this, and the rest of the code look like looks like this. Not really though. Let's wait for this. uh, Public data context, and here we are going to write DB context, options like this. Okay, and we need to uh, use this thing and let me add the last one which is SQL server. Hit enter, and here we go. And the last one is public dataset user. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing, and here also we need to declare this thing as a public, but this is DB context, not data context. So yeah, this is how we are ready with our DB context. Now we need to add the connection string over here, so I'm not going to use uh, let me do the development, not development. Where is my properties? Sorry, non settings. So yeah, here I'm not going to use this HTTPS, so I'm gonna remove this thing. Okay, and because I'm not using it, so this is it. Then we'll go to the launch application settings where we can define the connection string over here, and it would be connection strings. Okay, and here we can define the default string which is going to be like this, default string, and it's going to be like this. Okay, but we have a password as well, and we have, let me use password. Okay, and like this. So we got a username and password, and this is it. This is all we need to do in order to define connection string, and that connection string we need to uh, connect here. uh, okay, so this builder dot services dot add DB context, and here we are going to write this we are going to use this use SQL server, and this is also going to be part of builder dot configuration dot get connection string, and this is our default string which is coming from this application uh, settings. Okay, app settings probably. So here we are going to write the thing was data context. Okay, data context. So for that we need to import pro2, and here we go. This is it. This is all we need to do. Okay, and one more thing, we need to import this SQL server, and now the code is completed. Okay, so this is the connection that we have created. You can write the entire code in single file as well, but it's better to separate out the things. Okay, now we are going to write the very first API, which is get API, through which we are going to get all the users. Okay, so here I'm gonna use map get. Okay, where we will be having a route like this, and in context we are going to use db. So this is my context. So we'll say my data context will be my context, and from that context we are going to get the data, which is from the users, and from users we need to convert this thing into list async. Okay, and this is how we'll get the data, and we'll pass the data. So we can do one more thing here. If this is a single line, you can simply remove this things like this, and there's a one liner. That is the kind of power of minimal API that we are using here. And now we are going to check this thing over here. So for that we need two things. First we need to use that entity framework code. For that we are going to hit this command, that is .NET install, sorry, .NET tool install hyphen global and .NET hyphen ef. So through this command you can download the entity framework core tool, and from then we can use another commands of entity framework core. So make sure to install this thing first, and then only we can proceed with the further things. So .NET create migrations. Okay, so uh, add initial create. Okay, not .NET ef migration, add initial create. Okay, so let me hit this command. So it's going to create the migration files. If we are uh, good with the connection string, first let me check the string is fine. So this is related to the connection string, where we need to provide uh, the database is equal to localhost. Okay, and this is very important. The server is localhost, and the database is, let's say, test. Okay, and the server is localhost. So this is, it should work, I guess. I'm not sure though. And the connection string is the issue again, once again. Oh, password pass at 123, and hopefully this time it should work. uh Now, then what I'm missing though, database is test, that one, which is kind of optional. So database, it's going to create, I'm assuming. Oh, I'm still not sure why this is working. Is this because this thing, or let me debug this quickly. And in program.cs we are not able to find the default connection, so that was the mistake though. Hopefully this is done. And now Dotnet EF database update. Okay, and this is going to update the database, and we already got this migration. You can look into it in order to understand what's going on over here and all the things. And yeah, this is it. And if I uh, now we can proceed with the operations. So now we can run file first. So dot net in watch mode, it's going to auto reload the things whenever we will change the file, and we are going to hit the very first API over here, and we'll see the output as the empty one. So we don't have anything, that's why we got the empty, and accordingly we'll create further APIs. Okay, so same goes with these particular ID. If you are looking for the particular ID only, then you can choose this find async method, and you can pass the ID over there directly and you will get your results. Okay, then we'll be having a post method where we just need to provide the user, and it's going to save the user, and it's going to add async, it's going to use add async method. So this find async, then users dot to list async and add async. Then once we add, then we can save the changes. Okay, so this is also very minimal approach that you can follow. After that, we have a put mapping where you just need to uh, get this ID. Okay, and this ID will, let me see, this is a kind of string, and we need to convert this into the int first, and then only it will work. So this is how it works. It's fine, no worries. So let me use some other things here, which will be easy, I guess. So context will remain the same instead of db, and this user that we are going to get from here, which is kind of new user, and this is also a context. So this is what we are going to use over here. So user, we are going to first fetch the user. Okay, then we are going to check if there is no user, then we are going to return not found, and if we get the user, then definitely we are going to update and make the save the changes. Okay, and after that, the last one is the delete one, map delete, which is also very easy. Find, once we can find this thing, and a similar process, we can separate out this common things somewhere else if we want. Okay, and then we are going to remove directly that particular user that we got from that particular ID, and we'll save the changes. So this is how it will work, and this is how I'm going to make the changes. So let me use Control C once again. No need, by the way, but I'm just using it. Okay, so and this time in post method we already have an entity, so I'm just going to hit exit directly. So we got the first entity over here already, and after that, once we go there in get, definitely we'll get the result back. Okay, immediately. After that, in here, once we hit, we just need to enter the ID and we'll get the results. So in get we are not getting results, so there might be the issue, the key value at position 0 confined. Okay, because of that string type we are facing issue over here. Same goes with put, I guess. Let me try this out. Let me remove this ID from here. Let me use at symbol in front of all of them, so it will be easy for us to track the changes. Okay, and same goes with here as well. Okay, so all we need to do is to change this thing to integer, and we just need to get this thing here, here, and here. Okay, and that's it. That's once we hit yes, sorry, here, and that's it. Once we go there quickly, let me hit one, execute, and we got the result. So yeah, it's working. Then input will do the same thing once again. I'm going to use added symbol in front of them, so we can track changes once again and execute. So something happened, but we just got the success. It's fine. So for that, we need to again check with the get method that the data is updated or not. So we can clearly see the data is updated over here. And once we go there and once we delete things, hopefully everything should work, and go back and check the things, we get the null response. So this is working fine, and that was the minimal code that we saw. And of course we can use controllers over here as well. We just need to use builder dot here somewhere you can use builder dot add controller services. So we says dot add controllers, so like the way you can add controllers as well if you want to use the controllers, or you can separate out these things into the route folder or somewhere else. So this is how it will work. So thank you so much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. It's been pleasure to be here. Please let me know inside comment box what you want from my side. Definitely I'll make it for you. And don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and smash that like button, and you can hit this thanks button as well if you wanna, like, it will help us to grow the channel. So thank you so much. Bye bye.